The Flame of Love of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, the Spiritual Diary, Chapter 4, Episode 62. The Reward for the Monday Fast. May 18th, 1964, Monday of Pentecost. I attended Holy Mass, and right before communion, the Lord Jesus said, "Since I see your firm determination, to which you are faithful even on feast days, I have prepared a happy event for you. Today, from midnight on, at every hour, the soul of a priest suffering in purgatory will be released." The Lord Jesus said this because at his request, I fast on bread and water on Monday. I do not skip the fast even when it is a feast day. I am happy to keep the strict fast on Mondays because he promised that by fasting on Monday, one priestly soul would come into the divine presence. When I heard that one soul each hour would be freed, my soul was overwhelmed with the suffering that these souls still endure before coming into the divine presence. This suffering only lasted 1 or 2 minutes, but I almost collapsed from these sorrows. After communion, the Lord permitted me to experience the freeing of one soul. My feelings went from one extreme to another. After experiencing the depths of suffering, I was overwhelmed with the sublime joy of that soul who arrived in the divine presence. The state of my soul, trembling from this rapture of graces, made me feel freed for hours from the force of the earth's gravitational pull. May 22nd, 1964. The Lord said only this: "Only through sorrows and sufferings does my holy cause make progress." The Procession of the Most Holy Trinity, May 28th, 1964. While getting ready to go to bed for the night, I prostrated myself one last time before the image of his holy face. In this moment, I felt an extraordinary transfusion of his divine majesty. That lasted just an instant because I was shaking intensely. I could not understand what this intense transfusion was all about. At that moment, earth ceased to exist for me, and I was entirely in the presence of God. I repeat, this only lasted just an instant. The following day, the Lord spoke for a long time, but I could only record a few words. During the conversation, he explained that this moment was to be in the possession of the Holy Trinity, and that would be my situation once my eternal salvation has been achieved. Jesus said, "I only permitted this for an instant because you could not stand this experience while you are still on earth. In this case, you could withstand this only through a special power of my divine grace." June 2nd, 1964. Jesus said, "For my cause you must undergo great sufferings, and you must continually battle for souls. Outside of this, my little one, do not waste your strength on anything else." The Main Purpose, June 15th, 1964. The Lord Jesus said, "My little one, spreading the flame of love should be the main focus of your life. It must flow smoothly like a stream of water that nothing and no one can stop. This stream of water is my grace, which purifies, which destroys when need be, or saves and gives life. But it must run because God wills it. Pass this on to your spiritual director as my request for him and all those called upon to set this cause into motion. New Sufferings, June 17th, 1964. Finally, after a great interior battle, my soul saw clearly because the Lord's words strengthened me. I went to my spiritual father and told him of the Lord's request. He told me what he had said many times. As long as he does not feel something in his heart that confirms the authenticity of this matter, he will take no steps. His words caused new sufferings that tortured and overwhelmed my heart. The effect of humiliation. June 28th, 1964. At night, Jesus said, "Now I will intensify your sufferings even more." When I was adoring him before the tabernacle, he said, "It is urgent for you to go to your spiritual director. Tell him that I am the one who is prompting him to get in contact with Father E." The Blessed Virgin also spoke of this urgency. Mary said, "My little one, even though it is very difficult, you must go. The humiliation that overwhelms you actually moves our cause along." Look into my eyes. June 29th, 1964. In the morning, when I knelt before the tabernacle, I could only say an ejaculatory prayer to the Lord Jesus because he interrupted my words. Jesus said, "My Elizabeth, oh, how much I waited for you. This loneliness is so long. I knew that our goodbye last night would lead you to be the first to greet me today. You fill my soul with happiness. You and I, we two. I delight to be with the children of men. Unfortunately, I am welcomed only by a few. My little sunflower, do you know what you are receiving from me now? I give you an increased measure of my love, which until now has been unknown. I promised you this. Accepting it demands a very great sacrifice. Because I am pleased with you, I put this before you. By this extraordinary sacrifice, you can also prove your great love. You and I. Because of our union, joy fills your heart. I know that you give me thanks untiringly. I see also the thoughts that distract you. Do not be concerned about that. Look at the plants in your garden. They always climb and try to reach higher. Their flowers wither quickly, but soon new ones open up. The withering of the flower does not show its uselessness, because the chalice of withered flowers contains the fertile seed which reproduces the plant. You understand, do you not? If there were no battle, what would then give value to things? Always try to go higher. Do not feel sorry for the withered chalices in your flowers. Unite your thoughts with me, so our hearts can beat in unison. Do not look to the right or the left. Look only into my eyes. That will invite you to be recollected and help you to obtain the victory for the success of my work of redemption. Thank you, Elizabeth. Your understanding love touches the deepest part of my heart, because my divine heart also feels with human affection. My Lord Jesus, now that you have placed your divine words in my heart, allow me to thank you especially for the extraordinary sufferings and for the kindness and love with which you want to honor me and that you did not make me feel until now. Your words, my adored Jesus, have stunned me, especially when you said, "You and I." You have reversed the order. Your unlimited condescension has confused me, and my face has turned red. How can you do this to me, who am small and nothing? When he saw that I was getting carried away with thanksgiving, instead of speaking, he flooded my heart with the love of his understanding heart.